daily routine. It was in December 2019 that the city of Wuhan, in the Hubei province of China, started reporting cases of pneumonia without an underlying cause. Local doctors went on to monitor the situation and tried to find a cure to the unknown disease that would later be identified as the COVID-19, or the coronavirus disease 2019, a condition that would affect people all over the world. To understand what COVID-19 does to human biology, it's important to know what a coronavirus actually is. Simply put, it's a common and contagious virus that causes infections of the nose, throat, or sinuses. It causes trouble in breathing and other respiratory functions, and sometimes presents symptoms such as a fever. By nature, not all coronaviruses are dangerous. But the most recent outbreak of coronavirus hasn't just proved to be hazardous. It's become harmful to the point where it's caused over 1,800 deaths, with over 71,000 global cases at the time of writing. A large cruise ship with the name of Diamond Princess is currently quarantined at the Japanese port city of Yokohama due to having people infected with coronavirus on board. The World Health Organization is issuing constant updates, and health professionals from all around the world are trying to highlight the gravity of the issue. With all these facts in line, the thought of a disease more dangerous than coronavirus is enough to keep you awake at night. But as chilling as that idea might be, there is in fact a disease more dangerous than coronavirus. As much as you may want to look the other way, the fact that it is a common yet overlooked killer makes it crucial for you to learn about this underestimated illness. Before you take any guesses, let us tell you that the disease is not what you might think. It's not the big C, it's not heart disease, it's not even stroke. It's the influenza virus, also known as the flu, and the name that often undermines its potency, the cough. The general symptoms of flu include fever, chills, cough, sore throat, and a runny or stuffy nose. Fatigue and body ache are also usual signs. So are diarrhea and nausea. The very common nature of the human body's reaction to these viruses often makes us take them very lightly. It's a very usual occurrence to see people coughing into their hands, sneezing into their arms, or sporting a red nose while insisting they're just a little under the weather. The sight is so common, we've become used to it at our homes as well as our workplaces. In fact, it won't be incorrect to say we've all been that person at least once in our lives. But this approach is what makes flu a disease more dangerous than coronavirus. While trying our hardest in ignoring the effects of influenza, what we don't know, or rather often overlook, is the fact that these seemingly ordinary symptoms can push millions of people towards the doors of death, with thousands of them not being able to recover from the cruel clutches of the virus. It's not an exaggeration. According to reports, at least 19 million Americans were affected by flu illnesses this season alone. Out of them, at least 10,000 people never recovered and were killed by the disease. This includes people suffering from both influenza A and B, the most common types of flu in the world. Perhaps the biggest reason behind influenza being such a deadly disease is our general attitude towards it. Starve a fever, feed a cold. Get some soup, grab a box of tissues, and you're all good in a few days, right? If only it was that easy. When ignored, the influenza virus has the chance to grow and cause bigger complications. While antiviral and other over-the-counter medication can help alleviate the symptoms, due to the biological makeup of these viruses, prevention is definitely better than cure. But that's where our faults become evident in dealing with the influenza virus, which is where it gets the chance to flourish and grow. According to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control, between 2018 and 2019, only 45% of American adults got a flu vaccine. At 63%, the amount of children vaccinated against the virus also left a lot to be desired. Since influenza spreads through the mucous membranes of our eyes, nose, and mouth, it's very easy for the virus to find new homes after affecting their previous host. Not taking flu shots due to sheer laziness or the mindset of flu not being a big deal is what causes the spread of this virus and affects millions of people each year. While the simple action of properly washing your hands can reduce the chances of being affected by the flu, most people even take this measure with a grain of salt. As mentioned above, this worryingly lax attitude towards flu only causes the disease to grow more complicated. By the time people realize that they need proper medical attention, it's often too late for just a medicine or two. Then, it's often time for a more serious treatment approach, which also ends up failing in the case of thousands of unfortunate patients and makes the disease more dangerous than the coronavirus. With this in mind, it's important that you not only realize the dangerous potential of the flu, but also take tangible steps to keep yourself and your family protected against this underestimated virus. Since the influenza virus is most effective against those with a weak immune system, it often targets people over 65, those recovering from or going through an illness, as well as children and infants. Keeping yourself safe from the flu just requires a few brief and simple steps from your end. Get yourself and your loved ones vaccinated before the start of flu season. Follow hygiene best practices throughout your day. Drink plenty of water on a regular basis. If you experience flu-like symptoms, make sure to contact your doctor rather than treating it lightly. These simple steps can help you and your loved ones steer clear of a disease more dangerous than coronavirus itself. Since these practices are easy to adopt and simple to follow, you shouldn't think twice before making them a part of your daily routine.